Today, let's go back to basics, and I want to dig in on one of the biggest and best things you can do to build your online course business, plus give you a few little spicy opinions of mine about doing email marketing. So let's jump in.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey there, welcome to episode 159. We are back to basics, quick and easy email secrets for course creators. And the links, because I've got a bunch of stuff to share with you today, will all be at coursecreatorshq.com/159. That's 159. So glad you could be here, because if I had to pick one essential piece of the puzzle that you absolutely need to have in your course business, I would say once you get that darn course created, then you have to have email marketing. And I know a lot of folks groan at this, and I want to help make it a little bit easier today and maybe convince you on some reasons why it's so helpful. But before I do that, I also want to tell you I have 3 different ways to help you make this whole process a lot easier, and they're at 3 different price points, so hopefully one of them will fit in your budget and exactly what you need. So the first thing is we have a new service where we are helping people get set up with their online email newsletter with a landing page, and they create the freebie. So you will need to create your own freebie. I can help you with it, but you get that created, send it over, and we'll help with the tech side of getting things set up in either ConvertKit or Kajabi. So that's one option if you want some help with that. The second option is I have an entire effortless email course that you can grab. So I'll put the link in the show notes. If you want to go run with this and get going and just jump in and own it forever, you totally can do that. And then the third option is our Launchpad membership. So once you jump into that, while you're a member, you have access so that you can take the course and then have live coaching with me. So 3 different options. All 3 options actually get the live coaching that we're doing in September of 2023. So if you are interested in any of those, check out the links in the show notes, depending on what you want help with. Definitely jump in, because we meet on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hope that's the right time. You guys know me and my time zones. But Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we just work through any challenges that you have. So it's a really incredible program for the price. So I hope you can pick one of those 3, jump in, and let's get this whole email thing figured out for you, because it is so crucial and essential to helping you build your online business. So let's get into it. Why is this so essential? Do you remember a couple years ago, Facebook and Instagram both went down, and so many people were freaking out and just beside themselves because they couldn't use Facebook and Instagram to connect with their audience. And imagine for a moment if you had that email list, that it is your own asset, your own list of people that you know have raised their hand and are interested in what you're doing. Then you could have just sent out an email that day and it was no big deal. The other thing that happens, and the reason why I want you to remember to have an email list, is sometimes people will come across you or stumble across you or find you somewhere, and they're not ready to buy yet. They are interested, they're just not there yet, or they may not know you enough yet. So let's use your email to stay top of mind and keep building that credibility and authority, because you send them good and useful content. So it becomes a really good way to stay in touch with people that come across you. They also may not know that they need something else that you're doing. So, for example, I started with the 24-hour course creator and getting people going with that. And then there's so many other things that they need that I'm also sharing. I have other courses that you all can jump into. So that way you continue to share these other courses, other things you're doing. It's just such a brilliant system. Even though I know some people get frustrated with it, there are some ways to make it easier. And we don't have time to get into all of them, but I do want to give you a few tips that you can use today and then consider one of those 3 options. Either have us help you purchase the full course or jump into the membership and let's just get this taken care of. You make it into a routine and it becomes super simple to add into your week. Okay, so here's a list of what you need to set up to get going with your email newsletter. You need some kind of email software tool that will manage this for you, and it manages the unsubscribes and the people who are on the list and sends out your freebie and all those things. You want a tool to do that. So ConvertKit is one that I like. I will link to that. Or if you have an all-in-one tool like Kajabi, it also has built-in email newsletter. So either one of those are 2 of my favorites. Then you need some kind of free gift. So this can be a report, a mini course, an audio, a video, something that's going to solve a small problem for the people who are signing up. And you want it to have a really good title so they're intrigued by how you're going to help them. But you put this free gift together that you're going to share, and you have to put it somewhere that people can access. So either with your newsletter tool, or you can put it on Dropbox or on Google Drive, and then you link to it and give it out when people sign up. The third thing you need is an opt-in page with your privacy policy. And there's so much we could talk about here. We dig deep on this in the course because there's so many things you can do well on making your pages work better. But the big thing I'll tell you, keep it simple. Those tend to be the pages that work the best. And then you have a thank you page. Once somebody's signed up that says, hey, thank you, go check your email. I'm sending you your gift. And then number 5 is the welcome message that goes out and delivers the free gift that you just created for them. So those 5 things: the tool, the email newsletter tool, your free gift that you're giving out, your opt-in page with privacy policy, a thank you page, and then a welcome email newsletter message that says, hey, so glad you're here. Here's your gift. Here's how often you'll hear from me, that kind of thing. Now, here's one of my spicy opinions. So a lot of people pause and they don't work on their emails because they think they need to create some big funnel to get going with their email list. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that to get started. You really just need that very first welcome email message so that they get their freebie, and then worry about the funnel part later if you're trying to get started and you just want to make sure you're capturing people. Because as you're doing your marketing and getting your messaging out into the world, we want to have a place for you to gather all these cool people that you're finding. So let's get this up and running, and don't worry about that funnel to get started. Okay, there's lots of other nuances to doing these 5 things really well, and that's part of what we're going to be talking about in September. But here's a couple things to help you out. First one, like I said, keeping that opt-in page simple. You don't have to have a big, long opt-in page. You do want a good headline, and you want to focus on the problem that you're fixing. Keep it a simple problem that people get all excited about, that they're going to get the answer from you. It doesn't have to be the ultimate guide to email marketing. It just needs to be, here's how to set up a really good opt-in page. All right. Then I want you to use your free gift as tied into that course that you're selling. And this is one of those things that my course creators a lot of times don't catch. And that is, you want the gift to be a direct step before or very early in the process of your course. And it needs to make sense. So let me give you an example. one of the things when somebody's going to create a course, the first thing that they need to do is they have to figure out what their idea is going to be. So I have a gift that says, that's all about finding your course idea. And then after that, then you're ready to jump into actual creating your course. So think about and spend some time on thinking of the steps that your potential students are going through, where they're at, and what is something that you can help them with to make them feel productive. So figuring out what your course idea is going to be, once you do that, then you get some momentum and you can keep moving forward. And you can see how I'm giving them a little win. It's not the full process, like you got to jump in for everything, but it does give them a place to get started and a place to go. So make sure your gift is early on in the process of your course. And then the last little tip I will give you, subject lines are so important, and AI can help you, or some other copywriting tools can help you with coming up with more creative subject lines. So think about those, because that's what gets people to open. And that's the first step in email marketing, is getting them to actually open the email so they can hear what you're saying. And then there's two other super common questions that I get that I want to talk about that before we finish up today. And the first one is, what am I going to talk about in an email newsletter? And then the second one is, what if I haven't emailed this list that I built 6 months ago and I haven't sent them anything? What do I do? Okay, so for what am I going to talk about each week, I want you to share one good thing with your audience. Now, notice I said one good thing. That can be all kinds of stuff. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your own things. So let's say you come across this incredible website today that you know is perfect for your students and your potential students, and it's something you want to share with them. So you write a little note and you say, hey, I found this really cool website. I can't believe it does this, this, and this, and I thought you'd be interested in it too. And you give them a link to go over and check out the website. So what's happening here is you're sharing really good resources with your audience. So they don't always have to be your own. You do want to have some of your own things that you're sharing, because that's what builds your credibility and authority, but you could also use other outside resources. So share one good thing every week and have it link to something that they go click on. And if you have not emailed your list in months, the first thing I want you to do is commit that you're going to now do a better job with this. So before you send them anything, before you do anything, let's get it into your routine and get it set up so you are now going to be committed. People use this to kind of gauge how effective you are and how well you commit to what you say you're going to do. So the first thing you want to do is definitely commit to this whole email process. And then you're going to send them a message, because everyone has this and understands this. It says, hey, guess what? A while back you signed up and you've been on my list, and I have not had a chance to contact you, but I want to step up now and be around and help you out. So here's what's going to happen. First off, here's that gift you signed up for that you probably forgot you even had. I want to send it to you again so that you can jump in, take a look at it, and do this, whatever your benefit was to your gift, you share it again. And then you say, and by the way, now I'm going to be emailing once or twice a week. Here's what we're going to be talking about. Give them some juicy ideas of the next couple weeks of the things that you're going to be sharing. And say, I hope you will stick around, but I understand if you're not interested anymore. So glad you're here. I can't wait to connect with you. Make it a super positive. You don't have to explain what happened. You can just say, I didn't follow up with you the way I wanted to, but now I'm stepping up. So those kinds of messages really resonate with your audience and can get them back on board with working with you. So I hope I have you a little bit motivated and a little bit excited about how easy it can be to share one thing a week and get connected with your audience with email, plus build out those future students. So let me know if you want to jump in, use the links. If you want us to help build your email setup for you, or if you want to jump in and actually buy the course, or jump into the Launchpad membership and let's just meet, because all three of those you will get to work with me throughout September. And we'll talk about what's going on. I'll help with any obstacles or things as you're going. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I hope I inspired you, gave you an idea or two that you can take forward and implement this week. I appreciate you listening and subscribing and following. You're the best, and have an incredible week. I'll catch you on next week's episode, and it's going to be a good one. Make sure you don't miss it. We've got something exciting coming up in September, so I hope you can connect with me next week on the next episode. That'll be episode 160. So catch you then. Take care.